Quavo! Quavo! I sure hope you all know who that is because I don't. And he's this week's Hot Ones guest. So, my low, my high, my act of kindness. Let's see. What was my low? I guess yesterday for my low, it felt kind of long. I guess yesterday as a whole. I would say, the morning felt particularly long, in my opinion. And then it sort of sped up a little bit in the afternoon. But sometimes I just realize, man, this is, really slow today, But, my high was pretty simple. I got to see my father yesterday. That was really good. And actually, as a change of pace for dinner, I actually wanted to get myself some kielbasa. It's been a really long time since I had kielbasa, which I guess that's, it is a sort of mom food, I suppose, but I never really had. Honestly, whenever my mom, here's the thing, kielbasa is a mom food, and it's definitely, maybe I'll talk a little about it here, but I don't think it'll be a mom food chronicle per se. Or maybe it will. I'll decide when this video is over. And my act of kindness was, what was my act of kindness? Oh, right. My father needed a favor, and I did it for him. So, there you go. So, that said, good morning and happy Tuesday, everyone. Really excited for tonight because you have, sorry. You getting, weird stuff in my eyes. America's Got Talent. Jesus. It's like my eye, sometimes gets a little blurry or something. All right. So, you blink and then your vision comes blurry for whatever reason. It's weird. Where was I? Right, America's Got Talent is tonight. Cannot wait to watch that. I actually made myself dinner for the next couple of nights. Well, actually, I'm pretty much just going to have meatloaf on Wednesday and Thursday, and tonight I'll probably just make, BLTs or something. I like BLTs. BLTs are awesome. One night should be BLT night. Probably, I don't know if I'll make Tuesday BLT night. I'll have to see. But I love BLTs. And actually, I figured out something really cool. When I make my BLTs, I get those pre-made biscuits that you see in the tube or whatever. And because I get the flaky kind, you peel off and you It's actually a lot. It's not quite like that, but you get the idea. So what I do is I separate as many layers as I can. I put the bottom foot of the biscuit or whatever. Then I put my tomato slice piece of the layer of the biscuit. Then a piece of bacon, and then a layer of the biscuit and a piece of lettuce. Then put the crown. Again, it's like a slider meets a club sandwich meets a BLT, and it's awesome. Highly recommend you try that if you haven't already. Plus, when you think about it, because it's 8, and they're small too. They're really small. So you can have a bunch of them and you don't feel bad. It's great. So probably have that for dinner tonight. Or, I don't know. I'll have to see what I want to do for dinner. I always have trouble deciding what I wanted to do for dinner until the very last minute or something. I don't know. Anyway, I was about to... Here's the thing. I really don't want to make... Technically, yes, this is a mom food that I grew up with, but I really wasn't that big of a fan of just because I was extremely picky. But whenever my mom made kielbasa, this is what she would do. She would slice the kielbasa down the middle, open up a little bit, put it in like the oven, and like let it cook for a little bit. I think she might have broiled it. Don't quote me on that. And she would then put like cheese on it, broil that, and like get the cheese on it. Again, I did not like cheese back then. And again, kielbasa kind of weirded me out a little bit. So I like it now. And I mean, what kept me, I mean, I would eat it, but honestly, what kept me going back was it really does smell good. It really does. But yeah, kielbasa and cheese. My brother loved that stuff. Well, then again, my brother loved like a lot of stuff that I like now, but I didn't like then. Like my mom would make him like pepperonis. Like you put pepperonis in the microwave and like eat that, I guess. Then again, there was the broccoli and Swiss cheese soup. Whenever back when my brother and I are adults right now, so like whenever my brother would visit, back when he lived in New York City, my mom would always make him the broccoli and Swiss cheese soup, and this was back when I didn't like it at all. So I mean, don't get me, my mom was very accommodating. She would make me something that, you know, I liked. Although, one of these days I should probably try making broccoli and Swiss cheese soup myself. Maybe I could probably, or you know what? Ooh. You know, I do watch a lot of Binging with Babish. It'd be really cool if, like, I made a YouTube video about me making broccoli and Swiss cheese soup. I'd be like, Babish, you're on. I know you're probably going to think this is okay, but I know for a fact you're going to try and make it better. So have at it. One of these days I will. Or maybe I'll do like a video of my mom making it. That'd be something. Actually, speaking of mom foods, I tried making myself meatloaf today. Alright, well, yeah, I just said I was making meatloaf for tomorrow and Thursday, which technically I put the meatloaf in the loaf pans already. Technically, I can make them. Well, not now, but I can make them today. But I'm gonna save them for later in the week. You know, I say Wednesday, Thursday, like those should be meatloaf days. I mean, it's so weird. I actually get a lot of ground beef at the store, and I always have trouble deciding, do I want to make burgers or do I want to make meatloaf? And I always have trouble deciding between the two. I mean, this week I decided to do meatloaf because I had burgers last week, but it's always different every time. Although I also get myself plenty of Lipton onion soup mix, so Lipton onion soup burgers. Actually, I put Lipton onion soup mix into the meatloaves as well, so I'm actually really intrigued how it turns out. But we'll have to wait and see. Let's see, what did I put in my meatloaves? Put sour cream, some breadcrumbs, and some saltines. Eggs, of course, because you gotta have eggs. Worcestershire, balsamic vinegar, a little bit of soy sauce, pepper, garlic, onion, mustard, ketchup, or Cheshire sauce. A little bit of soy sauce in there too. A little bit of salt. Did I forget anything else? Well, obviously there's ground beef. There kind of has to be ground beef. So I'm really hoping my meatloaf turns out pretty good. I mean, every time because I've only made meatloaf a handful of times. Seriously, in my experience, I've only made meatloaf like maybe a couple of times since I've lived on my own. And here's the thing. They're really only been misses if, like, for some reason they break apart, or if, like, you accidentally do something silly like I did. Like, I took the meatloaf holding by, like, the oven mitts, right? And I flip it over and I put it onto another sheet tray, because the way my mom made her meatloaf is she put her meatloaves in her loaf pan at 325 for like an hour and a half. You take it out of the loaf pan, and then you put like that glaze on you're supposed to do, and you put it in the oven at 350 for half an hour. So, yeah, this is a really old meatloaf recipe, but it works. But like, anyway, back to when I was taking out mine. Like, because it was only by the oven mitts, because again, this is a pretty hot pan, I flip it over, and like, the pan slips out of one of my hands via, not very good grip with the oven mitt, and it fell like right on top of some of the meatloaf, and it broke kind of. I'm like, no. I mean, still tasted good. I ate it, Seriously, like, even if the presentation's lacking, if it tastes good, I'm not going to care. Then again, like, I mean, yeah, I know we always eat with our eyes first. I'm totally into the idea. I mean, there have been plenty of things I've seen that didn't look appetizing, but I tried and I really liked. And there have been plenty of times I thought something looked good and I just thought it was just okay. So honestly, until you actually eat for yourself, your sight can only tell you so much. Which is funny because people dub sight as like the most important sense that we have. In a lot of ways it's true. We definitely use it the most. I definitely would say I use my vision a lot more than my hearing or my smell or my taste or, well, touch can be, for lack of a better analogy, touch and go, because technically at all times you're touching something. Like, really, you are. Like, gravity is forcing you on the earth, so you're technically touching the earth, or you're touching the inside of your shoes via your feet, or you're touching the inside of your socks via your feet. My body is touching these clothes from the inside, so no matter what, technically you're touching something, but, no one really pays any attention to that. Oh, wow. Personally, though, I'm just glad I don't touch anything I'm not supposed to. Anyway, so far it's been a pretty good week. I mean, it's only Tuesday, so nothing extraordinary really ever happens, like, in this early time of the week. I mean, yeah, we have America's Got Talent, but that's, tonight. And it is clearly, like, not even 6:30 in the morning as I'm recording this. But I think I should be having a pretty solid day overall. The weather's been absolutely gorgeous. Like, I was so weirded out, too, because I thought for sure, like, this week it was going to be nothing but clouds and rain. I mean, there's clouds outside right now, but I can still see the sun peeking through. So, maybe this is the rain we were supposed to get? I don't know. But, if this is, because technically summer's not for like another, look at the calendar right here, another almost 2 weeks. Like the 20th, I think, is when the first day of summer is. And if the weather, like, in summer is anything like this that we've had so far, because let's be honest, I mean, yeah, I know, again, June 20th is like the official start of summer, but the unofficial start of summer, I think, is like Memorial Day. And while that weekend got off to a pretty not good start, if we have weather during the summer like what we've had just in the last few days, I'm 100% okay with that. I mean, full disclosure, when I was with my family on Sunday, it got to the point where I'm like guzzling down water, going inside. I was so hot. And when we went for our like boat ride or whatever, I'm like, oh man, I am like, I mean, thankfully though, talking to people distracted me a little bit from the heat, I guess. But in this time of year, I should probably start saying this now. Folks, wear sunscreen, and in the name of all that is good, stay hydrated, please. Yeah, I know, it's water. It doesn't have the greatest flavor in the world. You know, those Mio commercials or anything about it. Though personally, I would just take the water and thank God I'd be alive for a while longer. Especially if someone was right there giving me the Mio. I'm like, hey, can you just get me home? And you gotta take the water too. Seriously, those Mio commercials are so stupid. I mean, dude, water is the reason why we're all alive right now. So, take that what you will. Like, favorite, share, subscribe, and follow me, subscribe, joining us on YouTube. I'm very home this video for all of you guys watching. Enjoy for them. We'll be a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. Remember, you guys want to talk channels, we'll be here to lend here. Always everybody, take care and make good choices. Staying hydrated in this weather would be among those good choices. Have a nice day.